Oh, they're actually gonna have 2 episodes in a relatively close time frame. Welcome back, Robot Khaos Season 6, Episode 5. You know the drill, let's get right into the fights.
So, getting into tonight's fight card, we're kicking it off with the 2-0 Retrograde and the 2-0 Ocean Man, followed by SUBZERO against KRAKEN, Ramplan against SNOWBLIND, Hammer of God against Killer KRAB, ORBY Blade against Bot of Italy, Reaper versus Free Shipping, and in the main event, one of the most anticipated matchups of the season, the 2-0 Top Bot and the 2-0 Blindside, along with a few highlighted fights along the way. So, getting into the first fight, we have 2 2-0 robots. In the red square, we have Retrograde, a rookie robot, but at 2-0, they've done pretty well, but Ocean Man's definitely going to be a tough battle for them.
Yeah, Ocean Man, definitely a devastating spinner. They've just torn through the competition this year. They're looking like one of the favorites to be a #1 seed this season. I mean, Retrograde is going to have to get pretty lucky to win this fight.
Yeah, and also that armor could be a little bit suspect, so it's really just... I think it's very likely that we just see a classic Ocean Man victory here. But anything can happen. Retrograde could potentially get a flip with that lifter. But let's go down to the box and see who will win and be our first 3-0 robot of the season. And here we go. The first match of the episode, and already a few parts are coming off of Retrograde.
Yeah, Ocean Man, that spinner is just gonna decimate those forks, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they're already gone.
Oh my god!
Half of the lifter is just gone. Oh, and one of the side protectors, well, Retrograde. It's done well up to this point, but it's not looking good so far. The lifter is just gone. The forks are gone.
We are like less than a minute in, and Retrograde is just a box.
Yeah, it still has that back spinner. It still has some form of a weapon, but... I mean, it's an uphill battle from here, definitely. The front is just completely chewed up.
Ocean Man respinning up that spinner just to see if he can do some more damage. I don't know if there's anything else he can take off of Retrograde.
Oh, there's still, yep, there's one.
There goes the spinner.
There goes the spinner.
Wow.
And flipped over. Retrograde still able to self-right despite taking what would normally be considered catastrophic damage.
I mean, what an impressive showing so far from Ocean Man, just tearing apart that armor.
Wow, just
incredible.
Incredible. Just so much just chewing and gnawing from Ocean Man. There's really just this might just continue on for the full 3 minutes of just continuously just tearing into that front of Retrograde.
Yeah, I mean, Retrograde is pretty durable in the fact that it can stay in fights, but like, do you want to even stay in a fight like this? I mean,
at what point do you just press the tap out button and just cut your losses? Well, there goes the rest of the lifter. I don't think they'll be able to self-right if they get flipped anymore.
It genuinely is just a box at this point.
It's just a box, and Ocean Man just continuing to chew through.
This is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to make a statement of why you should be the #1 seed, well, job well done for Ocean Man. Just continuously pummeling. There's not much else that Retrograde can do, but they are still active. And is Ocean Man having a little bit of trouble near that top corner?
Yeah, seems to be stuck a little bit on that pick. Retrograde. That would be hilarious if Retrograde managed to come back and get that win.
But it looks like they just can't get the way over to the pit button. I don't blame them. They look like they've just been completely destroyed at this point. Oh, trying to get the button, but
Ocean Man finally gets away.
Yeah, just missed opportunity there for a miracle KO.
Ocean Man punching some more debris across the arena. I mean, this is just... wow, Ocean Man is
sad.
Deadly.
And, Retrograde bringing itself up onto the shelf. Ocean Man not done with it, trying to give it another hit. But I don't think they're going to be able to get up there.
That was an incredible fight. I mean, props to Retrograde for staying in as long as they did. That was insane.
Yeah, it looks like that is going to be the fight. Ocean Man, the carnage stops there. Probably one of the most destructive matches of the season. From start to finish, it was just complete domination and just cutting and tearing through Retrograde.
I mean, what a great case for Ocean Man saying, you know, I should be the #1 seed, tearing up another 2-0 robot, just absolutely decimating it, tearing every single piece of that robot to shreds.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point where they really just couldn't knock anything off, and for Retrograde, you're 2-1, but that is going to be a tough rebuild if you get into the tournament. We'll have to see how they can. We'll have to see what happens with them, but that is rough.
Alright, next up we have Kraken in the red square up against Sub-Zero in the blue square. Now, Kraken has had not the best, not the most luck in its fights. 0-2 on the season so far. But have their losses really been that bad? I mean,
they really haven't. I mean, you lose your first match in a close 8-7 decision, and then the next one just either an unfortunate driving error or just the robot deciding to not work. I mean, it's really going to be tough for them to, and it's going to be an uphill battle for them to get to the tournament. But same also said for Sub-Zero. They're also 0-2, loss against Behemoth and a pitting against them in the Snowblind match. This is another battle of Florida and another battle where each robot really has to get a good win here, because they need to do something special if they want to get a chance at even getting into the tournament.
Do you think the winner of this robot, or the winner of this match, will get in the tournament?
I think if things play out well for them, then yes, but there's also a lot of other robots on the fence that are around that 1-2 range, so really anything can happen. But we'll just have to go down to the box and see which of these bots has a chance to save their season. And the two bots are off, and both of them metting around, and ooh, a good start there from Kraken trying to get a nice bite on Sub-Zero.
Both bots kind of locking horns. Kraken almost takes a bite out of the screws.
And ooh, and there's a nice little toss there from Sub-Zero. Of course, it's not a flipper, it is just a lifter, but that lifter was able to get a nice flip, but Kraken responds with a decent backhand. Ooh, and there's a nice little grab using that lifter, and trying to get Kraken into the screws, not able to do it, but that's some good control.
Ooh, wow, nice tumble there. Sub-Zero definitely shown to be in control of this match, but they are stuck up on that shelf right now.
Yeah, what we've seen, both of these robots show some kind of promise in the season. They just haven't been able to pull off a victory. One of them will now, and it's very even between them so far. Both of them just trying to get the nice position. Kraken trying to get a bite, Sub-Zero trying to get a lift.
Yeah, Sub-Zero really dominated the opening bell, but Kraken has kind of seemed to get a little bit more dialed in. Has gotten some good rams, but needs to keep that up if they want to win this fight.
Yeah, we're still just waiting to see who can get. Ooh, there was a nice little half flip, but for the most part, it's still pretty even between them. We've seen this a lot from Kraken fights. There's another nice bite.
It's a great pin by Kraken.
Oh, Kraken almost knocking themselves out of the arena with the spikes, and now there's another nice bite. Oh, and carrying them around the arena.
That's going to be impressive on the scorecard.
Impressive grab there from Kraken. Sub-Zero still just trying to find another nice bite, and they've got, stuck near the back of the shelf. Kraken trying to get another nice bite. And ooh, and a nice ram there. And Sub-Zero back.
Wow.
And they're gone. Well, that was...
What happened there?
I think Sub-Zero kind of just gave up on life at that point, but looking at the replay, it was a pretty even fight. Sub-Zero got a few nice flips that they wanted. They tried to get a few good toss, tried to get them out of the arena, but they weren't able to do it. Kraken responded with a few good rams, and in the end, it just ended in a very odd fashion.
Both of these robots have been disappointing seasons, but definitely have the potential to be high-caliber robots, so I'm excited to see the future for these two.
Yeah, Kraken, of course, their hopes are not dashed yet. They still could make the bracket. Sub-Zero, it's pretty much done. We'll have to see what happens with Kraken. You're going home, Sub-Zero. So, going into our next fight in the red square, we have Ram Plan. Of course, they just came off of a very close loss, actually, to Ocean Man. They were looking pretty impressive in that fight, but in the end, just got pitted. But they have shown a lot of promise in each of their fights, but it's really just a really rough draw going from Ocean Man and then to Snowblind.
Yeah, Ramplan definitely not had the best luck with matchmaking this season. Snowblind just even the record with Reaper overall. They're now 2-2 against Reaper. Good main event win, very short, very sweet, not a lot of damage they had to repair, ready to hop right into the next fight.
Yeah, this is going to be I think this could be quite an interesting fight because on one hand, Snowblind is pretty much the undisputed champion of pusher bots, and Ramplan might have a bit of trouble getting lower than them, but they do also have the nice little lifting arm that could maybe cause some trouble for Snowblind.
Yeah, that little arm over there could definitely cause some trouble on those treads. If they can get the right positioning, Snowblind might be in trouble.
But yeah, we'll have to see how this match goes. Ramplan is definitely one of the stronger of the robots that's standing at 1-1, but we'll have to see how they do here. A win could be huge for the tournament implications. And the robot fight is on. They're meeting in the center, and we're already seeing that ground clearance of SNOWBLIND having a big effect on Ramplane and getting them nice near the screws.
Ramplane tries to get around to the side, but SNOWBLIND able to kind of secure their flank so far. They definitely need to keep Ramplane away from those treads.
Yeah, right now we're just seeing them. We've always known that SNOWBLIND is very good at keeping their wedge pointed at the front of robots, and they're doing a pretty good job here so far. Ramplane really just not able to get the right angle to get under them. Of course, that wedge really isn't as low as I think they'd like to, and they're just trying to get that arm in position.
Yeah, you can definitely see they're squaring that arm up just to the right length so it can get right in between those treads, but they need to get that positioning.
Yeah, we're just not seeing it so far. SNOWBLIND pretty much just content to keep like this. As we know, SNOWBLIND, they don't like to keep it interesting, but they sure as heck are effective. And that's what we're seeing right now, once again, getting them into the screws.
Definitely one of the slower fights this season so far, but I mean, it's SNOWBLIND. What do you expect?
Yeah, that's just SNOWBLIND for you. And right now, ooh, another nice push. Ramplane just can't drive around it. I mean, we've seen a lot of other robots try to do that with not much luck. Let's see if maybe they can try to get some kind of opening, but right now it's just been all SNOWBLIND. But there they go, getting grabbed, and they take off a tread.
Wow, okay, that's going to be a huge swing in the damage and control column for Ramplane.
Wow, that was just a beautiful maneuver. They were able to get that arm right into that tread and take it off, and now they're just carrying them around the arena.
Yeah, now they can do what they want with SNOWBLIND. SNOWBLIND's on the back foot now. What are they going to do to win this fight?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen SNOWBLIND win down a tread before, but Ramplane really just completely turned around this fight, and this could be a massive comeback for them and an upset of one of the best robots in Robot Khaos. And there's another nice ram trying to get them around. Ramplane just doing much better than they were at the start of the match.
Yeah, the pit is now open, and you gotta think that SNOWBLIND is getting a little worried now.
Yeah, they really are. They might have to try to just get him in that pit, because at this point, a judge's decision might not go in their favor because of just the great comeback they've had. They've just been able to get the nice pushes. It's really a fight for survival now for SNOWBLIND. Just not able. Oh, there's a nice push, but Ramplane looks like, ooh, a bit hung up by the shelf, but they're okay.
Yeah, SNOWBLIND just not able to place that bot where they want to put it. I mean, that's kind of what SNOWBLIND does best. So without that tread, they're in danger.
Oh, there's another nice push. I wonder if Ramplane is going to try to go for the pit and not bother with the decision, or if they're content to just let this go the full 3 minutes. Getting a little bit hung up using that arm to free themselves, but it looks like SNOWBLIND's
got to be stuck.
SNOWBLIND looks like it's stuck, but it looks like it's not going to matter. The time is up. A very, very good second half performance in that fight from Ramplane, just completely turning it around and putting SNOWBLIND on the back foot.
Yeah, the start of that fight, I was like, what's Ramplane going to do? I mean, SNOWBLIND was really just bullying it around. They had a couple close calls with those treads, but I mean, they were never really worried until that one move where they took it off.
Yeah, just right here, you can see just beautiful use of that arm. Great control there by Ramplane. Did exactly what they needed to do. It just took them a little while, and once that was over, it was just free reign for Ramplane to really just do whatever they wanted with SNOWBLIND. This decision, I think it's very hard to say it won't go in Ramplane's favor. Let's see if the SNOWBLIND haters are going to have their day, and they will.
They will, wow.
Wow, great 11-4 decision for Ramplane, the rookie bot getting a win over the veteran. Great performance. So, going into our next fight, a surprisingly intriguing fight between Hammer of God and Killer KRAB. So normally this fight would not have any implications, but then Hammer of God decides to just be the funniest little guy in this whole stupid thing and beat Complete Control. So now it's on the cusp of a tournament spot if it can just beat Killer KRAB.
Yeah, Killer KRAB, not having a great season, just kind of here to be funny. But this is a decent matchup for them, and they can definitely beat Hammer of God if they, don't be funny.
That's the problem, is that it's Killer KRAB and they just love to do that. But this fight really could go either way. On one hand, Killer KRAB has always had a very impressive drivetrain, and they're really just, I think they're pretty well suited to take on a bot like Hammer of God, but also, you never know, because we doubted Hammer of God last time and then it went and beat the reigning champion, so you never know.
Can Killer KRAB play the role of spoiler in Hammer of God's strange underdog journey?
Well, I guess we'll have to see. Let's go down to the arena and see if Hammer of God will somehow get 2 wins. Or will Killer KRAB pick up a victory. And the robots are off. Let's see if Hammer of God can pick up another victory, and it's already not looking too good for them. Great opening push there by the KRAB.
Yeah, the KRAB, that drivetrain is no joke. If they, would actually take it seriously and stop being silly, then they could actually win a couple fights, but...
Oh, but now they've got them up there on that shelf, and it looks like Hammer of God might be high-centered on there.
It looks like their wedgelets might be jammed under that wall.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Just high-centered, not able to move, and I think there's a good chance that the fight is going to end here with a Killer KRAB victory, and it will. Killer KRAB going to pick up a victory, shedding its flag as it always does. Just a very quick fight and a very decisive win there for Killer KRAB. Hammer of God's Cinderella run looks like it's going to end here.
That drive on Killer KRAB is no joke. I mean, they are pretty strong, and that was pretty impressive. If they were able to do that from the start of the season, we could see them in the tournament, but just didn't have the greatest start, and we'll always see them next season.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like their season might not go much further from here, but good job.
Next up, we have ORBY Blade versus the Bot of Italy. ORBY Blade, which for some reason is backwards in this picture, had a pretty impressive opening fight, was able to knock Hypershock out and just make it completely stop working. I don't know what really happened there. But then, got absolutely decimated by Blindside in its next fight. That whole back plate got ripped off. It was a pretty good showing for Blindside, not so much for ORBY Blade.
Yeah, and then of course on the other side we have Bot of Italy, the Flipper Robot rookie, who is currently 2-0, defeating Pizza and Spirit of Taiwan. They could potentially go 3-0 here if they can just get one flip on ORBY Blade and be one of the few rookies to actually be undefeated. But we'll have to see how this goes because ORBY Blade's very fast. That weapon hasn't been the best, but still dangerous, and I think they could be a very difficult task for the rookie Bot of Italy.
Yeah, I mean, not much damage ORBY Blade could do to the Bot of Italy. I mean, they really just need to get around to hitting those sides and those wheels and not really hang around that front because that flipper is no joke.
But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. Can Bot of Italy make it to 3-0, or will ORBY Blade pull out a 2-1 record and have a potential tournament spot locked up? Hide your pizza and hide your pasta. It's Bot of Italy fighting time.
Both of the robots kind of circling in the middle. ORBY Blade. All of a sudden,
no more Blade.
Shut down. It's just ORBY.
ORBY Wedge. And ORBY Wedge trying to get. No, there's a nice push into the screws. Bot of Italy not able to get under ORBY Blade yet. Just trying to find that right angle. But ORBY Blade very fast and easily outpacing them so far.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, we did see ORBY Blade's weapon go down in its Hypershock fight, but it was able to come back up, so maybe it's just spun down for now. We'll have to see if it comes back later in the fight.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Right now, Bot of Italy just kind of lumbering around, looking for a nice opening. Oh, there's a missed flip from that flipper, but another nice ram using the ORBY Wedge.
Yeah, ORBY's, and there's that spinner again. That wedge has actually been pretty effective this season.
Yeah, just trying to find a nice... Ooh, there's a nice little flip, and that has actually gotten ORBY Blade stuck on the arena wall.
Oh my, that's going to be it, isn't it?
Is that going to be it? It looks like the big green and red Italian machine, Bot of Italy, is going to advance to 3-0.
My lord.
The second undefeated robot goes to Bot of Italy. Wow, that fight really turned. I mean, ORBY Blade, they lost their spinner, but they were looking pretty good getting them into the screws and just pushing them around. But eventually, it was just a nice little flip by Bot of Italy that got them high-centered on that back wall.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually pretty impressed with ORBY Blade's ability to adapt at the start of this fight using that back wedge. They had that one really nice push, but Bot of Italy just got that lucky flip and placed him on the wall and didn't free him.
Yep, so 1-2 ORBY Blade, 3-0 Bot of Italy.
Next matchup tonight, we have Reaper versus Free Shipping. Reaper in the red square. Kind of an embarrassing loss in the last main event to SNOWBLIND. Got flipped over, but we can see them rebound here. It was kind of just an unlucky driving mistake. You never know. Reaper's a very strong bot, very good record, 19-10 overall in Robot Khaos. They really need this win, though, in order to get into the tournament.
Yeah, in terms of Free Shipping, I mean, you're 0-2 at this point. Losses to Mad Catter and Cyclone. They've looked They look decent against Cyclone, not so much against Mad Catter. They could play spoiler here though, because of course Reaper cannot self-right in that flipper. We have seen it work. They have had pretty tough draws with Cyclone and Reaper back to back, but you never know, free shipping could do something here.
Yeah, I mean, Reaper's weapon has been pretty lackluster, if I've been honest, for the past couple seasons, but especially now. Could they do any damage to the front of free shipping? I mean, it's definitely seems susceptible this season.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens in this match. I mean, Reaper, if they can get a victory here, I would say they would have a tournament spot locked up because of just them being 2-1 in their just legacy, but free shipping is ready to play spoiler here, and we'll have to see how they fare in the arena. Will free shipping be able to get the upset? And the robot battle is on. We see Reaper getting its kind of powerful spinner up to speed, hoping to land some nice shots onto this side of free shipping.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually a nice shot there. Reaper hasn't been very effective in recent memories with that weapon. It's really just been that wedge and those treads.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can actually get that weapon going tonight.
But now free shipping getting those forks underneath and flipping Reaper over, and that looks like it's going to be the match.
Yeah, I mean, Reaper really needs to be invertible. They get flipped over way too much. This is a very common occurrence.
Yeah, and just like that, it looks like Reaper's run in Robot Khaos Season 6 is likely going to end here. And they finished the season at 1-2. Really just not the most impressive performance that by them hasn't been.
Yeah, they got one good hit in this match, and then a couple other, semi-decent ones. And then that was just great placement by free shipping, able to get under and just flip Reaper over, and as we know, they cannot get over.
Yeah, I mean, there's really just not much else to say about this one. Good solid win for free shipping. Not sure if it's going to help them a whole lot in the race to get in the tournament, but it was nice to see them end their season on a high note, and we'll have to see what happens next.
Oh yeah, lady and gentlemen, because there's probably like one woman who watches. It's time for highlight fights. Red Zone immediately gets decimated by Silver Star, but they were able to kind of control the fight once that weapon went down. Able to kind of push them around the arena, even utilize the arena hazards a little bit. It was a pretty good display of control, but definitely showing that Red Zone needs a bit of an upgrade to their weapon shaft. In the end, it went to a double KO, in which Red Zone won. Next fight, we had the lowest of the low man up against Hijinks. Lolo Man kinda just pushed it around, got under it a few times, made that weapon basically useless. And yeah, it was just a good old-fashioned Lolo Man fight, able to get Hijinks up in the screws and then finally over on its head where it couldn't get over. Ended up winning that fight. Yeah, pretty epic.
I'm never letting you do this again. So, getting into the main event for tonight's episode, a big matchup here with very big implications for seeding. Topbot in the red square, they have been looking dangerous this season with a first victory over Enforcer and then decapitating Blip. But this is going to be quite the matchup for them with Blindside.
Yeah, this is going to be a great test for both robots. Blindside, it's looking the best it's ever looked. That weapon is hitting harder than it ever has, and it's more reliable than it's ever been. They need to stay upright, but either way, I think both of these robots are in the tournament.
They're definitely both probably getting a spot in, and this match could play a big role. I don't know about the top seed after what Ocean Man just did, but for the number 2 seed, this definitely is going to have some implications. I think, once again, yeah, it's going to come down to who can stay upright longer. I think Topbot has the slight advantage there because Blindside is still Blindside. But I could see this match going both ways. Definitely going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, definitely battle for number 2 seed in my eyes. Unless it's really impressive, I don't see either of these robots overtaking Ocean Man. But definitely battle for the 2 seed. Let's see how it unfolds in this box.
Yep.
This is going to be explosive.
And the 2 big spinners spinning up. We're hoping to see some really big hits here. Bit of a little one to start. Blindside not keeping the weapon powder. Ooh, there was a nice little bite there, popping Topbot up in the air.
Topbot actually letting Blindside spin up, trying to get it unstable. They're playing with fire right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen other robots letting them spin up and just getting absolutely shredded. Topbot showing no fear, though. They have a lot of faith in that weapon and that armor.
Yeah, some nice hits going on so far. Blindside, the weapon seems to be staying spinning longer than you would expect from a Blindside. Normally it just spins up in one big hit and it's done, or it stays down for a long time, but it's just constantly on. This might take a toll on the motor in there.
Yeah, it looks like Blindside doing a pretty decent job at controlling that spinner. It seems like every time they collide, they're letting it slow down a little bit so they don't immediately break themselves. Some pretty good control, and I think they're winning most of these exchanges, just popping Topbot up, Topbot really just taking the hits though.
Definitely are throwing Topbot across the box. Topbot needs to get that weapon down and use their spinner to hit Blindside.
Yeah, it's just, ooh, another nice pop there. Eventually I'm wondering, when are we going to see a really big collision between these two? They're really just a few smaller exchanges popping them up. And
there's a couple.
There's a few more. Topbot still just waiting for that right moment. Oh, and there's the moment.
Oh my god.
Topbot nearly flipped, but Blindside flipped as well. The classic Blindside coming back right then. Topbot with a very, very close victory right there.
Well, I think it's safe to say both of these robots in the tournament. Blindside looked incredible throughout this fight. It's just one unlucky hit at the end. They definitely had Topbot on the ropes, and I think Topbot has definitely locked up one of the top seeds.
Yeah, for a rookie robot going 3-0 with all KOs, this robot is going to be a threat in the tournament. Right here, they had a few issues. It seemed like the fact that Blindside's blades were just able to get so much lower, they were able to deflect them up in the air, and there was one moment where they got close to being flipped, but in the end, Blindside got flipped too. Really just getting what they needed, and with that, Topbot likely locking up a top seed. So recapping tonight's fight, a lot of action and a lot more tournament implications. We saw a devastating win and Ocean Man looking like a clear front runner for that top seed. We also saw KRAKEN turn their season around and finally get a victory over the woeful SUBZERO. We also saw a big upset with Ramplan getting the victory that they needed over a very strong robot in SNOWBLIND. A definite big moment for them. And also, we did see Hammer of God looking like their season is probably going to end here after they were killed by the funny KRAB. The big green Italian tractor boy, bot of Italy, getting a victory over ORBY Blade. A very, very surprising season for them. We also saw another surprise in the case of Reaper getting flipped over by free shipping. And in the end, a great main event, but Topbot narrowly edging out Blindside in an absolute bloodbath. And with that, that is the end of the episode today. Really not much else to say other than I am tired and I slept maybe 4 hours last night.
Eggs.
Please help me.